important concepts in chemistry, and that is the concept on elements. Now, if we talk about the elements, there are around 118 elements found in nature, out of which 92 are naturally occurring and 26 are man-made. That means made in the laboratories or with the help of the scientists and other chemicals. Now, when we practically talk about the elements, for example, if I take the case of oxygen, which is a symbol of O, this oxygen element will contain atoms which are only of oxygen. That means all these elements are pure substances because they contain the constituent atom which is only of one type. Whereas if I have the compounds or if I have the mixtures, compounds are also the pure substances, but mixtures are definitely the impure substances. Now let us discuss the difference between how we can separate the compounds, the elements and the mixtures. So if I have the element that is hydrogen, if I have the mixture, suppose sand in water, and if I have the compound that is H2O, which is water. Now to separate the constituents of hydrogen, which is an element, it is nearly impossible because we cannot do this separation either by the physical methods or by the chemical methods. You cannot separate the constituents of the atom of the element by any method. So it is impossible. To separate the mixtures of sand and water, I can simply use the physical method. That is filtration. So basically physical methods are those methods which does not change the physical characteristics of the substance. Either you can do the boiling, you can do evaporation, you can do condensation. You only talk about the physical nature of that substance, that is known as the physical methods. Whereas if you are providing some electrical energy, if you are giving some chemical reactions to that substance, that is known as the chemical processes. Now to separate the constituents of water, it has hydrogen and water. You cannot do with the help of any physical method. That means the physical method won't work, but you can do with the help of a chemical method. So you can say that in the case of elements, you cannot separate the constituents of the atom either by physical methods or by chemical methods. Hence, elements are the pure substances. Because you can separate this with the help of physical methods, these are impure substances. And in the case of water, it is only done with the help of chemical methods. You can also say that the compounds are also pure substances. Now when we have talked about the difference between all these three categories, how we can separate them, we can now discuss the three types of elements. These three types of elements, the first one is known as the metals. So the first category of elements is the metals. Then you have non-metals, and then you have metalloids. So basically the metals are those types of elements which generally have a very good conduction. By the word conduction, I generally mean that they can allow the electricity or the heat to pass through them. So they are basically good conductors. On the other hand, non-metals, they don't allow the electricity to pass through them, and that is why they are non-conductors or they are poor conductors. Now the next difference between these two categories are the metals are generally have a shiny appearance, so they have luster. Whereas non-metals, they don't have luster, so they have no luster. The third example can be the metals have the property that you can actually form thin sheets or thin wires, which is the property of malleability. So malleability refers to the formation of thin sheets only of metals, and ductility refers to the property by which you can make thin wires only of metals. Now these two properties are absent in the non-metals. And basically the metalloids are those substances which show properties both of metals and as well as the non-metals. So we have metals and non-metals property both. The best example of the metals is the iron. Then you can have gold, that is Au. Then you have copper. So you can remember all the symbols of the element. It is really very important. For the concept of non-metals, the basic example is carbon, you have oxygen, then you have sulfur. So all these are examples of non-metals. The metalloids basically have both the properties of metals as well as non-metals. So best example is boron, then you have arsenic, then you have germanium. So all the examples of metalloids. So till now we have discussed the basic component of element. We have discussed how you can separate all the elements, compounds and the mixtures. And then we have discussed the three important categories of elements, that is the metals, non-metals and the metalloids. So till now this was everything about the elements, and all these are very important. Until now we have discovered only 118 elements, out of which 92 are the naturally occurring and 26 are the man-made. This was the concept of the elements.